see it.
Ooh, feels like it's been a long time, doesn't it? All right, it is December, and in the name of the Christmas spirit, I felt like, why aren't we all watching Jingle All the Way? So, it's on Disney Plus. It's also on Hulu. If you got one of them, I say now is a good time to tune in. So, let's go ahead and count down from five, four, three, two, one, play. This has been one of my favorite Christmas movies pretty much since it came out. It's probably my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. It should be everybody's. I feel like it's between this and Kindergarten Cop for most people, with the occasional action movie, like maybe a Predator, making a close second. But we shall see. This is back in the day, one, when most movies were only 90 minutes. I kind of missed that. And two, there was only one production company in front of this movie. Ah, the good old days. 1996. You remember the Power Rangers? There would be a putty, and then 6 Power Rangers would jump them in the middle of a park. I believe it was Grovedale, California. Horrible place. Don't ever go. The kids out there are juvenile delinquents. You know the confidence it takes in your teeth to let them do a close-up like that? I was all in that dude's mouth. Everybody was. Now here's what's crazy. And it mostly comes from being a journalist, but I am actually able to spell Schwarzenegger without Googling it. Not every time, but 80% of the time, I can spell Schwarzenegger, Google it, and I did it right. I don't know when that happened. I don't know why that happened. Turbo Time. Here we go. I don't know that kid's name, but he was Anakin Skywalker not long after this. Matter of fact, this might have been what really sold it for him, because this came out in 96. He had to have started filming Star Wars Episode 1 shortly after, because that came out on my birthday in 1999. I remember seeing Star Wars Episode 1. I think it was the second time that I saw it, because the first time I saw it, I was working at the movie theater, so I saw it early. The second time I saw it with my friend at the time, and I had on these white polo shorts, Ralph Lauren. I think I paid like $50 for them, and I loved them. I don't know what I ate before we saw that movie, but I had to go to the bathroom. So I get up, like mid-movie, I go to the bathroom. Here's the problem with people who stand up and wipe. Because I stood up to wipe when I was done, and let's just say my tummy wasn't feeling great. So I stand up to wipe, and if you've just gotten done serving up soup in that bowl, sometimes a drop can fall, and a drop fell on the back of my shorts. Not a big drop, but it was a colorful dot. And I never got that dot out of the back of those shorts. I kept the shorts, and I would only wear them like doing yard work and stuff like that. Eventually, they got splattered with deck stain fluid, whatever it's called. So it wasn't just poop, but yeah, they were never the same. And that was like right after I bought them that they got poop on them. Ah, the busy father. No, 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 I'll be there. Yeah, he's not going to make it. So sad when even your assistant knows. Despite how much you try, you just aren't a great father. Ain't it always the way? I remember when I was down in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, the traffic is so bad. And every time that I would see traffic looking like that in the morning, just stand still, more in the afternoon, going home, I just always wanted to get on the, what do they call it? The shoulder. And it's been a long time since I drove, and just drive down the shoulder. I never did it because I know I would have gotten a ticket. But I just wanted to hit the shoulder and just start yelling out to everybody else, not in an asshole way, more in a collective, like, be happy for me. Like, hey, everybody, I'm going home. Fuck this traffic. And just ride all the way to the exit. I can't tell you how many times I tried to use the force or something to get my car to fly while I was in it. I was like, if I could just get this car to fly, I can just say, fuck everybody. That's right. I'm going home. Goodbye, everyone. Enjoy traffic. But, of course, the man. What you do is you don't stop. You make him follow you all the way to the school. That way, as he's writing the ticket in the parking lot, you can tell your son, I was here. But this cop decided to be a dick. Now, see, officer, you're saying great things, but the tone of your voice makes me think this is sarcasm. Right? Like, okay, I see that this is taking a turn. Can we start over? I think that, I mean, I would have just said no to the field sobriety test and been like, I'll just blow. That's something you can do. You don't have to do the field sobriety test. You can just say, let me just blow. I haven't had anything to drink. That's right. Don't put anything in front of him. He will chop it in half. Penises. Why are his nails dirty? I remember being a kid and having my belt days. Of course, my mother was there for them. It was a special day. I almost miss it. I hope that my son enjoys martial arts classes. Although, instead of putting him in something like Taekwondo, he will be in a mixed martial arts like Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, something like that. Not only did you not make it, you're so late, people are cleaning. You didn't even need to come in. All the cars were out of the parking lot by the time that you got there. With your gas guzzling Suburban. Oh no, that's not even a Suburban. It's like a 1500. I don't think that I even know what that is. But I think it became a Suburban. Yeah, why are you on my roof? Just a small example of why I am not neighborly. Like, I don't want people on my stuff. I don't want you over. We live next to each other. Can we just say hello? And maybe not even say it. Can we just wave at each other and smile? That's my level of neighbordom. And if I see somebody breaking into your shit, I'll let you know. All right, well, I'll take the ticket upstairs. See if he's feeling empathetic at all. Never mind, he's not upstairs. Let's just watch how quickly a child can get over something when a bribe is in the air. I'm so mad at you. You missed my karate class. I do want this toy, though. Are you wearing your shoes inside? Are both of you? Oh, you're crazy. Don't walk away from me. I think you stepped in something and you've trailed it all the way upstairs. A lot of stuff going on in this room. Love Captain America. That's a weird pig face monster. We got X-Men. Big comic book fan. I hope that's a pig face monster. Is that supposed to be him? Reading Turbo Man #1. I'm curious if he just starts over again or if they just started making this comic. This is the time that I'm waiting for because I'm at the place where my son wants to like be in my face all day if he can, and I know that there's gonna come a day when I would like to spend time and he's got better things to do. Like, come on, Dad, you're old. Can I have some privacy? What do you want me to do, kid? Do you know where I was? I left the holiday party, the best party of the year. Somebody's got a little bit of stuff around his mouth. Herpes? I think he might be a little too old to be believing in Santa. I don't know that they tell you what his age is, but you're a purple belt. You say you're 3 away from black. Sounds grown enough to be like, hey, the gifts are from your mother and I. That's a fun little fact. Will you love me if I don't get you the toy? Ah, Atlanta 96. I had one of those shirts too. It's an action figure. Please. Bad liar. You're a horrible liar. You think when Arnold Schwarzenegger worked with her, he asked about Tom Hanks? Like, what's Tom like? And if I'm not mistaken, because I've seen a picture of his Hispanic son, this had to have been not long before he started Arnold Schwarzenegger sleeping with his maid to create their son, who's also muscle bound, as you would imagine. I know what day it is, woman. And again, he's old enough he can spell. Milk with a nice little product placement there, the generic milk box. But these were the Got Milk days for those of us that remember that 90s ad campaign. That sounds like a you and mom thing, and I don't really want to take that away from you. When she's dead, you're going to cherish those. I promise. If you're drinking this, or if you're watching this later in the nighttime, let's say, you should definitely have a drinking game. Anytime he says promise or makes a promise or has to lie, I think that that's a fun drinking game for this movie. They won't. He looks different. Get him. He's not from around here. Okay. That's all anybody ever needs to learn about reindeer. Like, hey, they could potentially bite your fingers off. I will never pet one. Kind of like how chimpanzees seemed cute to me until I saw what that one did to that lady who got her face and most of everything ripped off and she was on Oprah. You could not get me to step near a chimpanzee nowadays, though. Rest in peace, Phil Hartman. Can't imagine what we've missed out on since he was killed in his sleep. But that man, everything he touched was gold. Though he probably would have started doing dramatic stuff. He was anybody who's too funny is like, you know what? I've gone to one end. Let's try the other end of this thing. And he might have been good. He had a face that looked like he could have been a great dramatic actor. Or he would have just been like Chris Parnell, who is silently one of the funniest men alive. You might know him as the voice of Jerry from Rick and Morty. He's been everywhere, Saturday Night Live. He's also in this movie as a very young Chris Parnell. I believe he works in this store. Arnold grabs him and asks him and someone else, "Where's your Christmas spirit?" Sinbad before his long disappearance. Looking young. Of course, Arnold looks young too. This is before all the heart surgery, so he would take his shirt off from time to time. That will never happen again, folks. So sorry. It's Turbo, man. Put some respect on his name, sir. We're all waiting in line for this, and it looks like everybody has to pee. Either it's 10 degrees outside, or somebody's walking around giving out free lemonade. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Turn around. He keeps trying to turn him. Is the only thing that's tough to believe. And I'm not saying that delivery men don't have great teeth, but Sinbad has the teeth of a rich man. And he does not look like he could actually be a mail carrier. He looks like somebody who was ripped from a GQ ad and they were like, now let's see you dressed up like a USPS delivery man. Boom, that's right. Get out of the way. I do kind of miss that about Christmas shopping. But I am glad that Black Friday is kind of dead and people leave the table to go stand in line and make people have to go to work. Arnold, you got to start clotheslining people. Action figure, please. There's Chris Parnell. You did not have to open your mouth that wide to laugh in my face, sir. I don't know why. When somebody points at you as they laugh, it will always get me. Yeah. Suddenly everyone stopped laughing. Getting all those lines. He got paid. I even recognize that little Asian kid. I don't remember where from, but he went on to do things. And he got a line too. Matter of fact, I think that Asian kid was in Little Giants. I think he was the kicker. Goodness, I have just the most useless knowledge compiled in my head. If only some of it were math. I mean, fuck Arnold Schwarzenegger chasing you. Somebody's going to break your windshield or your window and steal that toy. That would be like driving around with a PlayStation 5 box in a Best Buy bag and everybody can tell you just got it. You need it in a black bag that nobody can see through. People are getting shot over those things. But it is interesting, no matter how the years come and go, there will almost always be this one thing around Christmas time that everybody wants that nobody can find. Now it's PlayStations and Xboxes. I don't know what it'll be next year. It's weird to me to think that it was a Tickle Me Elmo once upon a time. I think it was right around the time that this movie came out. Little $7 Tickle Me Elmos. But people were paying a lot of money for them because supply and demand. It's just like some people are paying thousands of dollars to scalp people's Spider-Man No Way Home tickets. As much as I almost wished I had bought an additional ticket to sell, I'm okay. But looking back, I keep missing out on these. I didn't buy into GameStop. I didn't get an extra PlayStation. I couldn't get an extra Xbox. I didn't try to sell my No Way Home ticket. I'm doing this thing all wrong. I have got to become far more evil when thinking about how to get this money. And if you did any of those things, you're not necessarily evil. You're just opportunistic. But, you're probably evil. Don't judge me. Call me nuts, but the idea of some dude just in the house with my wife doesn't thrill me. Because moments like this can happen where it's weird and what are you going to do? Granted, he didn't try to rape her in front of the two boys that are playing in the next room, but why don't you go home and I'll just watch the kids? It's always made me like chuckle a little. He says pipe down in there, but the kids didn't actually shut up. His face. In a time before cell phones, look at how he puts that payphone to his face. Put that cookie down. And it just dawned on me. He answered their phone. If she's home, she can answer the phone. You don't answer somebody's phone because you're there. You and I, we're pretty much the same, despite the difference in income and lifestyles. Like, his turtleneck looks like cashmere. G. Myron. Where did you park? Because either you're walking towards it or you're walking a long way away from it. He said, let's go, like he knows them. Unless he ran up screaming to whoever was sitting in the driver's side, because I was like, who just runs around telling people that there's Turbo Man dolls available? Don't even get out. Just pretend you didn't feel it. You didn't have to drop your coffee cup, sir. Love this song. This will forever be the only thing I think of when I hear Mall of America. There could be a shooting there. It could get terrorist attacked. But if somebody says Mall of America, I instantly start thinking, he got two. You're adults. I expect you to act like it. But when people start shoving and bumping, nothing you can do but give in to the chaos. Especially when somebody steps on your shoe. Why is your mouth so juicy when he says it? Since childhood, I have watched that scene and been like, why is he spitting while he announces that it'll be a markup? Lady next to him should jump way higher, but instead he blocked her out and she gets nothing. And nobody managed to grab any ball in the air. High eye hand coordination, it's dead. Because I'd have grabbed like six, or I'd have put my shirt up and tried to like sweep them in and under and run out of there with like 20 balls. Oh, they could kill me if they want, but they're going to kill me trying to get out of there with 20 balls. It's family film, rated G, I think. But something that no one ever really discusses is the fact that he just maced him, and you can't just mace people without the police getting involved, which is unfortunate. It's funny, and it's not deadly. That's right. That piano doesn't matter. Not like that ball does. Weird clown just in the mall for some reason. I wonder what it looks like now. Do they still have this gigantic Lego setup? I'm sure they still have the roller coaster. Taking it out of the mall, probably more difficult than putting it in. Ah, the infamous little girl with the haircut of a 56-year-old stay-at-home mom. How dare they do that to her? Shirt came untucked. Now's a good time to say Untuck It's apparently having a sale for the winter season. Never bought one of their shirts, but if you're one of those guys who refuses to tuck, give that a shot. No way he fits in a normal kid-sized tube. That man's shoulders are like 6 feet across. That kid's ass is in his face. Says the creep. You can't talk to kids if they're not yours. It just always comes across wrong. Hello, little girl. That's right. And then the mom army attacks. This guy's in here trying to fuck kids. Get him. Which I don't think I've shared. So, long time ago, well before I was a father, my friend Josh asked me to meet him at a Chuck E. Cheese. I think it was his son's birthday party. And, of course, in this day and age, nobody is ever on time. So I get there early. And I'm standing in front of the Chuck E. Cheese because I didn't want to go in because I don't have a kid. And after standing outside for about 20 minutes, bear in mind, I'm furious that everyone is late. I'm the first person and I don't have children. And not once, but twice, somebody opened the door and asked, like, not if they could help me, but kind of like, hey, what are you doing loitering outside of this Chuck E. Cheese? Which led to me sending angry text messages to my friend Josh, like, Josh, you need to fucking come here because they're starting to talk to me like I'm a pedophile. Why are you late to your son's birthday party? Ah, memories. Jim Belushi, I don't know the little guy's name, but we all know and love him from Seinfeld. He was Kramer's buddy who put the lifts in his shoes. Yeah, we can both put each other down. Ho, ho, ho. Ah, well, you can't remember every line from a movie now, can you? Or can you? And making his, I believe, first appearance in a movie is Paul White, The Big Show, as one of the Santa Clauses. And I'm pretty sure I saw Vern Troyer, who played Mini-Me, also as a Santa Claus. Because I'm thinking of calling the cops the moment I get what I want from you. Why is that Santa's suit so dark? He looks like he wet himself. But he does have a real beard, so good on you. Dollars. No chocolate kisses. I love that line. I need $300 and I'm not here to debate you. Or do you want to be a bad father tomorrow? I mean, a 14-inch action figure is ridiculous. That's way too big. You can't even play with it. Right? He's a little too big for that, Con. Thank God you've got big show claws. Right? And then you're going to put your hands on him? He will punch you to death. The fuck I wouldn't. I want my $300 back, or I'm dick kicking everything in this room. Get him. I wonder who this white dude who's good with nunchucks is. He doesn't even have a real gut. I can see the pillow. I just want my money. Don't make me kill another Santa Claus. And there's Big Show Claus. Why doesn't he have a shirt? He didn't have a belt either. What kid wants to sit on 7-foot tall Claus's lap? Like, Santa, I didn't know you were a giant. Yeah. And the elves are actually normal men. I just tower over them. There's Vern Troyer. I believe. May he rest in peace. I meant that in real life, but that punch probably would have put him for a dirt nap. That dude should still be getting work. If he's still alive, I don't get why he just disappeared. And I know it's Minnesota, but do they not have enough crime that the entire police force is here to bust this Santa Claus shop? There's a murderer somewhere in Minnesota getting away. I'm not a Santa Claus, though they ripped that money coat. Now, call me nuts, but I would still pick up that broken Turbo Man box and try to put it together. You can't do anything about the Spanish. Does it say Suburban on the back? I know it's a Suburban. Yeah, you can never be too busy to put gas in your car. That's just irresponsible. Thank goodness you're Schwarzenegger. A normal man couldn't have pushed that thing uphill. I mean, I know that reindeer has been shitting up a storm on everyone's lawn. Ah, regular cameras. I haven't seen one of those in some time. Two Christmases. It looks like a Redskins fan and in Viking country. Them's fighting words. But it could be a logoless jacket. All right, now, even though he's not making a promise, you go ahead and drink because they are talking about promises, and the word promise has been said several times. Take 3 drinks. There's another promise. Another promise is go ahead and take a drink. And then he hung up the phone. Oof. That would be an ass whooping. I don't give a shit about the doll anymore. I would be like, have you lost your mind? Christmas is canceled. And that's how you get away with not getting the Turbo Man doll. Not only is Christmas canceled, I might cancel your birthday. You ever hang up the phone on me again, and I will make you kneel on rice. To hell with peace. Hot coffee in your face. Splash. Which is a gag that they don't seem to do as much anymore. Always makes me laugh seeing somebody get hot water or something thrown in their face. I know it hurts, and sometimes it melts people's skin off, but that is just good stuff. It wasn't no good reason. Your son was getting mouthy. You had to ask him to put your wife on the phone 8 times. There was a reason. All right, now they're getting into the sad stuff of Christmas. I'm trying to think if I have a sad Christmas story. I think the most sad that I ever had it was when I got fired on Christmas Eve in high school. But I wasn't like an adult with responsibilities or anything. But getting fired on Christmas Eve really makes you feel like a loser. I transferred from like being a 17-year-old high schooler to a 49-year-old father of 5. Did just remind me of how my dad bought me a Nintendo 64 for, it was either Christmas or my birthday. I can't remember which. He did a good thing there. I love that Nintendo. Loved my dad too. Now, that is a big leap to say that not getting that toy is what caused you to become a mailman. And sad. What's crazy is mailmen don't make nothing. Like, they can have very nice lives, but this movie just paints them like, I don't know, an entry fast food worker. Now, can I name all of them? Dasher, Prancer, Dancer, Rudolph, Donner, Blitzen. I don't know how many there are supposed to be. Let's see how many I got. I think there are 7. There might be 8. And Rudolph. Did I say Rudolph twice? Oh, Comet. And Cupid. Yeah, I didn't get him. Yeah, you deserve to die now. Yeah, and please don't kill that man in my diner because I would have to clean up and call the cops. And if you've never had the cops actually come up in your shit, they are messier than most of the criminals. A criminal might wipe his feet before he tracks mud all through your shit. The cops do not. And they also won't help clean. Yeah, if only you could just go up in a radio station. That's not how it works. And how do you explain to everybody trying to call in? Oh, never mind. Somebody just walked in here. That means the next time people need to call, somebody's just going to walk up in there. And for those of you who aren't old enough to remember, this movie took place back when postal office workers were snapping and killing people. So it was very funny to make fun of the fact that they were all just a moment away from becoming a terrorist. Recycling. Oh, thank goodness. Now you can attack him. No, we can't get him either. have a coupon for the old fans of Ron White. I mean, if I got the coupon, everything's going to be all right. Now, a kid can't understand, and that's still going to kind of ruin Christmas morning. But hey, buddy, technically, you do have one. You can't play with this because I need it. Why does he have a gun on him? That Chow baby runs through my head at least once a week. Nothing more than a Christmas gift. Boom. Yup. It's weird. I'm looking at the new poster for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 that's got Tails in it. And it's weird because they've announced that Idris Elba is going to be the voice of Knuckles, the Echidna. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But the poster only has Sonic and Tails with Dr. Robotnik chasing them. I would have expected Knuckles in there. Who would think that Minnesota had bad neighborhoods where they did stuff like that? Very Detroit of you. Why are you in my house again? Like, he's just constantly... I don't know if they just leave the doors in this neighborhood unlocked, but we need to discuss boundaries. Right after I break into your house to steal your son's toy, we're going to discuss boundaries. All right, I think you have to leave. Tom Hanks would never try to steal somebody's wife. And he's still there. I would go poop in his toilet, not flush. Eh, you could leave that on fire and get out of there. But then we wouldn't have the next climactic moment to take us into the third act, would we? No. I'm Howard's evil twin, out to ruin his, reputation. Excuse me. I'm so glad that I can stop lying about getting that toy. I mean, that was a low blow. I think everyone in that room knows that Ted wants to screw. Get it, Rudolph. Done a lot of punching for a Christmas Eve today. A lot of punching. It is weird how men generally go from fighting to best friends. Happened to me as a kid. Don't understand it. I'd imagine after punching a reindeer like that, you might need to go to the doctor because your fist is broken. Still shocks me to see people of color in Minnesota. I don't know who goes there. Who moves to Minnesota for any reason? here it comes. Look at that old Dodge Caravan with leather interior. Don't tell me what to do. Ah, the Tick. Paddington Bear. Ernie. I don't remember if it's Bert or Ernie. Oh, well, both. Rock'em Sock'em, Madeline. Yeah, I had a childhood. I recognized Crayola, too. The Cat in the Hat. There'll be one that stumps me. There's somebody there who just doesn't make sense. I'm sure if they did this now, it's all like anime characters. And Charlie Brown. Everybody loves the Peanuts. Eggnog, the drink nobody wants. Don't get me wrong, I know that it's on grocery store shelves. I've seen it. I've just never seen anybody put it in their cart before. All right, Ted, you're touching my head. She let him get his grope on a whole lot before she decided to, I'm going to say discuss boundaries, even though she just hits him with eggnog. He was in your house, copping feels, taking off your apron. And only when he mentions feelings for each other do you realize that this isn't right. Letting him stroke her hair. I mean, her husband's got every reason in the world to be quite mad. I think I watched this man fondle you in his car for 2 minutes. That's right, that cop has not had a good couple of days. But you can't feel bad for him. There we go, finally. Jesus. It's alright, I've still got the rest of the neighborhood to have sex with. I mean, at this point, you burned your hands. Well, something exploded in your hands. Your motorcycle's been ruined. It might just be time to let this dude go. Like, you know what? I will get him in January when I am healed. What happened to Pete? All right, then. As long as you didn't actually sign anything, I think you can still sue, even though you're not supposed to be there. Love seeing Booger from Revenge of the Nerds doing anything. He pops up in It's Always Sunny. He pops up. I want to say he's in that show with Glenn Howerton. I can't remember it. He plays a teacher. AP Bio. I think he's in AP Bio. He might not be. Marching band. I don't think I have fully discussed marching band on this podcast, but I did it for 2 years in high school, my freshman and sophomore year. Yeah, I might need to make a note to myself. I will, because I have got some stories about that. All right, well, there's not going to be a whole lot more idiots coming my way. And you just say to somebody, "You don't talk to me that way. The hell is wrong with you?" That does not. Oh, okay. I was like, that does not look like snow. That looked like popcorn pieces, but I get it. It's whatever this confetti is. It's just somebody who's been on a parade float. I always feel bad for the city workers that have to clean up all that shit. And you can see them because in the parades, the people who are going to have to clean up are always stationed along the route, and you can just see the joyless face of somebody watching you make their work a little bit harder. Yeah, and there it is. This is what I spent my day punching people for. Yes. I did it. I did it. I'm going to steal this. I wouldn't even finish with the float stuff. I don't know who's going to take the costume off, but I'm getting off right then. They're not going very fast. Like, where's Turbo Man going? He's running away with the Turbo Man doll. Because I am running. Once my feet touch the ground, I'm in an alley. Peeling off the outfit so that they can't try to give my description to the police. Easy peasy. Jamie, my son, you win. Sorry to all you other poor children who don't get a Turbo Man doll tomorrow, but that doesn't matter to me. That kid's teeth were awful, though fat shit didn't have great teeth either. And hey, don't get offended because I called a kid fat. Hopefully he grew up and all that shit just fell off of his frame. Oof, that kid's teeth were a nightmare. I know that they're only temporary, but can we go ahead and throw some braces on his baby teeth just to get them to fall in line together? They don't seem to like one another. Trying to spread all across his mouth like they've had an issue. So sad. Booster didn't even do anything, and those people are gonna get his ass. That was really edited together poorly because that dude who let go of it looked like he fell about 9 feet, whereas Sinbad landed softly like he had dropped from 3 inches. Just tell Booster to get the kid off the float. Get it to your mother. Tell her to get in the car immediately. Now, Booster just got punched, and then the kid sicked him like he was the villain. He's the sidekick of Turbo Man. And again, he just got punched off that thing. They didn't ask if he was okay. They just met him with punches and kicks. Look at Sinbad's teeth. They're flawless. All right, Myron, I haven't punched you yet, but now I'm gonna. Myron is the only person that Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't punch in this movie. I punched Santa. I punched a reindeer. I might have punched some people in a toy store, but I didn't punch my arch nemesis throughout this entire day. Yeah, get off the float. Take that toy to your mother. Ugh, little kid feet. He got them both. I know. Been there. I remember being a kid and I was playing. I didn't do this to try to like destroy this kid's testicles, but he was fucking with me and I kicked him square in his everything. So I forget about it because in my mind, I'm like, okay, I shut him up. Now he knows to leave me alone. So I'm minding my business doing splits. He came from behind with steel-toed boots and kicked my nuts into my brain. I remember it, but I was always pretty good at getting it because I loved to give it. I was kicking and punching dicks like crazy. Not even when I was mad, even though I can think of a couple of fights where I definitely kicked somebody in the nuts. Your boy's doing a good job. Oops, he fell. Oh. Oh, now he's dead. Oh, I should point out, I saw Nightmare Alley yesterday. I have a review up online. Or you can go to splashreport.com. My review is also there. I write articles for them and report on entertainment news. But I wanted to say, I think it comes out next Friday, like the day that Spider-Man No Way Home comes out. But that movie was amazing. Like as far as a thriller goes, I thought it was great. Great Guillermo del Toro movie. Doesn't have a lot of monsters in it, so don't go for that. Go for the story and the way that they tell it. And that's all I'll say because I talk about it for like over 10 minutes in my review. And that's how your father died, as Turbo Man. See, around that first building that I scaled would be when I realized these are the last moments of my life. I would try to stop it over a roof and then take the stairs or an elevator down, but I'm not having fun flying because I don't have instructions. And apparently the last dude that flew is in traction. Everybody move, he's trying to kill us. Bad CGI back then. But it was the 90s. Even though, I mean, they had CGI for Jurassic Park, but I did just watch Jurassic Park, and I don't think it looked that great. And why were they eating a big meal like that on Christmas Eve? Now that is a hell of a fall. You don't just get up. Yeah, I'm willing to die. Give me the doll. Even I would say, give him the doll. It appears that nothing else really matters to this man. Until you realize how boomerangs work. Now, something break his fall, because people can't just be falling. Okay, I was like, I've seen a few too many people fall like 10 stories and be fine. Okay. And now he's an expert with those. You better be, because his wife was definitely ready to kill. Why are we going higher? Let's take me down. Take me down now. Horrible green screen looking moment. And they still look bad. Like, green screen should not be used in movies anymore. It looks awful. Take your ass outside and really be there. And I was concerned. Not only am I here, I ruined this whole parade. I've caused tens of thousands of dollars of city damage. All for you. You've seen him naked. There's nothing to be surprised about with that suit. Now, Tom Hanks in that suit. Ooh. By the way, it just dawned on me that Tom Hanks has not been involved in any Marvel Cinematic Universe property, and I think that that shit is criminal. I would tweet to Tom Hanks, but I don't have the following to get him to answer me. You got that right, Barnaby. And the bomb. That you're in jail. Unless you got that bail money. Marry nothing, and then you smash that shit right in front of him just to teach him the world is cruel. Don't ever be nice to anyone. I miss Sinbad. I wish that House Guest was streaming. What are the other great Sinbad movies of all time? Why is House Guest the only thing that's coming to my mind? First Kid, also good. Nah, I just keep thinking of House Guest because, like, watching him go running with a McDonald's cheeseburger is all that's stuck in my mind when I think of Sinbad in a movie, if it's not Jingle All the Way. And I remember him running through sprinklers and screaming, "Ah, it's cold! Ah, it's cold!" And I think House Guest also had Phil Hartman. Well, that's Jingle All the Way. Hopefully you love it as much as I love it. And we'll be back, if not next week, sooner, with another Christmas one because we're doing Christmas movies. Get it? Even if you don't celebrate Christmas. All right, bye.